What is up, y'all? Capone Tony here, and welcome to another Ever Crisis video. So it is content update day in Ever Crisis. We have a decent amount of stuff to go through in the notices here, but like I always do, I'm going to cover the featured banner first, and it is Aerith. This is her first featured banner in probably, what, 10, 11 months? It's been since the last summer event, so it's been a long time. We are really due for a featured banner for Aerith, something that we can potentially wishlist, you know, in the future. I have every single Aerith weapon OB10, by the way, but so yeah. Anyway, she got her swimsuit, bathing suit, essentially from Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, right? I think this looks pretty good. I'll be honest, man, I'm not crazy about the aesthetics for both the Rebirth bikinis for Aerith and Tifa, to be honest. I think the actual swimsuits that are already in Ever Crisis are better design-wise, but that's just my opinion. Just wanted to get that out of the way, but I think it still looks good, though. I mean, Aerith could be wearing a freaking cardboard box and she would still look amazing, so there is that, too. I do like the flowers in her hair. I think everything is essentially the same, though, as it was in Rebirth, if I'm not mistaken. I do like the weapon, though, how it matches her costume as well, the little seashell right there. So yeah, it's Aerith, man. She's amazing. I love her. So the Pink Mermaid Beachwear, we are getting boost lightning potency all allies. That is something brand new here. So we've never had this type of costume where we're giving elemental potency up to all allies. The downside, though, 15% seems kind of low in my opinion. If this was like 25 to 30, yeah, like 25, I think I would be, you know, more excited about this, because looking at this, I feel like you're only going to be helping, you know, one potential DPS on your party, and 15%, I don't know, doesn't seem worth it. I mean, if you're running a Magic Lightning team, you would, if a perfect one, you would be running what? A Vincent, a Sid, and then her. That could, you know, potentially help two DPSs get 15%, but Sid's kind of like a sub DPS, you know, / utility character. But yeah, when it comes to physical lightning, though, you're pretty limited. You would be helping Cloud and what, Zac, if you drew on Zac way back in the day, so on a limited banner. So I don't know, 15% to me just seems kind of low. Wish it was higher. That's just my opinion, though. Anyway, Pink Flower Pen also does magic defense plus 20% and healing potency plus 10%. So you know, pretty decent. When it comes to Aerith, though, man, she has so many different costumes. I do like that it is something different, though, compared to what I already have for Aerith. You know, her best costumes were like Bahamut robe, the Terra outfit from the FF6 crossover, and also her New Year's outfit that does gives her reprieve. So those are like her three best outfits. At least this is something different compared to those by boosting you know, lightning damage to all allies. This is kind of similar to something else that those costumes have as well, but yeah, at least this is something different. If you know, gives you an excuse to pull on Aerith if you do have all her limited stuff like I do. So anyway, big spiel out of the way. We got her Mermaid Rod as the weapon. So Pink Aura here does physical attack increase low to low AOE. Why low to low? That is interesting. So magic heal is also cast 5%. That's like nothing. And then when 70% HP or more, lightning damage increase low to low. What the hell? Okay, OB1 is still low to low, low to low. Why is it low to low? Not even low to mid? Like, why? Man, that is an interesting decision from Alpibot. That kind of annoys me. But the R abilities are boost heal and boost buff debuff extension. That's actually perfect for a healer / support character. Well, mainly a healer. Really, really nice. This could be really good for like a sub weapon for like Red 13 or Matt as well. Special support materia slots are magic attack boost, heal boost, and circle sigil boost. So she has another weapon that has circle sigil. So that's cool. OB6. All right, we're going straight to mid to high at OB6. So this weapon I feel is kind of useless until you get it to OB6. And then you get mid to mid at P attack. You're not even getting high on the P attack. That's interesting. And you get a little bit extra on the heal potency. Really big heal stat, 54, 27, buff debuff. OB10. Oh, you're going mid to high at OB10. So you have to get OB10 to get physical attack up to high. That kind of sucks, man. Why did they do this? This is a very pricey weapon, man. So when it comes to like magic teams though, OB6 is kind of all you need like for magic lightning teams, because the P attack is, you know, it's kind of irrelevant. But when it comes to, you know, physical teams, you kind of want Aerith to be doing the P attack up with the lightning potency up at the same time. And you're not going to be able to get that high potency until you get to OB10, which, why, Happy Lot? Why? Why'd you do that? Freaking annoying. But yeah, 62, 39. What do I think of the weapon? I think it's a great weapon. I mean, you're getting 2 different buffs up. This is the first AoE lightning potency damage up weapon as well. So that is something that definitely does make it unique. Then you combine it with their costume, which is giving a little bit of extra lightning potency up as well. So it is, you know, Aerith's kind of like the lightning support queen here. But it does annoy me that I feel like it's kind of useless until you get it to OB6, and then it's not at its best potential until you max it out at OB10. But yeah, when it does eventually become wish listable, I will wish list it until I get to OB10, because I have every Aerith weapon OB10 because I love Aerith and I will always love her. So yeah, but for me though, if this lightning potency up was better, I might pull on this. But knowing what's coming up in the future when it comes to we have a crossover event with Dragon Quest next month. We have Anniversary the month after. There's going to be 2 months where there's going to be a bunch of limited banners. I'm already at 62,000. I got to save some crystals. I do love Aerith. Like I said, I like her other bathing suits better anyway, so I'm not crazy if it doesn't kill me for missing this, for skipping this one. But if the lightning potency was better in the costume, I might have drawn on it. But I don't know. I might have to skip on this one. But yeah, here's the stamp card here. You're getting 2 guaranteed copies of the weapon. You will get her costume here. Also, Yuffie is on here as well, from what I remember. Yeah, they added Yuffie's costume from last year. I think it's a pretty cool aesthetic. I like the Moogle hoodie in the back. I love the weapon. It's a Moogle float. I think it's really cool. But it's kind of a dated costume now. It is a Flameblade Arcanum, but her weapon is kind of weird because it only maxes out at 700% damage, but you do get a fire potency boost. But now we have someone like Matt that can take care of fire potency up, so that I feel like this is not as important nowadays. So like technically you could run a Cloud that maxes out at 850% with no fire potency up, but you would still get the same effect if you ran Matt on the team to boost that fire potency. So I feel like this weapon and using Yuffie as a fire DPS is not as good. It is AoE though, but it's gonna be not many scenarios where AoE is gonna be needed compared to this big single target damage. So yeah, but yeah, if you want to draw on Yuffie for the aesthetic, she is here as well. But yeah, if you do draw on this, as always for featured banners, just get the costume and get out. And wish list the weapon later. This weapon is not going to be great at all until you at least get to OB6. It's still a bummer that the P attack does not go to high until OB10. That kind of does annoy me. I'm not sure why they chose to do that, but it is what it is. All right. And also Red 13, he got his limited, or not his limit, his ultimate weapon. So let's go to Red 13. We got the Limited Moon. So Limited Moon here does you get 2 casts for it. It does magic heal is cast 110% of healing potency for all allies, and then you also apply exploit weakness 40%. Ooh, that's a hefty exploit weakness for 60 seconds. Ooh, that's pretty good. That's a long exploit weakness cast. And then you get to do it 2 times too, so that is pretty sweet. So yeah, I think it's decent. I don't think it's anything crazy though. I think I like the weapons better that do like ATB boost or a haste AoE, something like that. But this is still pretty cool, especially if you run like a Cloud or a Vincent that does not have exploit. They will directly benefit from having Red 13 in the party to do the exploit for them. So from that perspective, pretty cool. And then you're getting boost heal potency, which Red 13 he is like a healer now technically. And then you're getting interrupted. Okay, what was it? Interruption Arcanum all allies. So enemy is interrupted, all allies ability damage plus 40%. Sephiroth had something like this for his ultimate weapon for himself, so you'd have to like break the target's sigil phase essentially, and then I guess everyone in the party will be doing 40% more damage. I'm not sure how long this damage lasts after you interrupt them. It's kind of unclear to me, but I guess you do just get a damage boost after you break a sigil phase. So yeah. I think this ultimate weapon is more on the mid to lower tiers compared to other weapons. Like I said, I think other weapons that do a haste AoE boost or a big AoE like ATB boost or just ATB boost in general, I think are kind of better. But I think this does still have, you know, it still has its use. A big AoE heal with exploit casted. Like even if the characters already have exploit technically, like a Sephiroth, Tifa, whatever, you're adding 60 seconds to their exploit at the same time, so they won't have to recast it again, you know, for a long time if Red 13 casts this ultimate. So from that perspective, very cool as well. So yeah, if you are drawing on any of these summer banners, I wish you all the best of luck. Hope y'all get this ultimate, and yeah, really, yeah, great, you know, I don't think it's super amazing, but I think it's a solid ultimate for Red 13. Yeah, if I draw on it, I hope I get it. So, yeah. All right. So I think that kind of covers it for the featured banner here for Aerith. What do y'all think of the Aerith banner? Are y'all kind of bummed too that the PATK does not go to high until OB10? And do you wish the lightning potency was a little bit better on the costume as well? Let me know in the comments section below. So that is the first thing here. The other thing I need to cover on is crossovers. So, in addition to the FF6 crossover that just got reawakened, the FF7 Rebirth crossover just got reawakened. So, yeah, these past weapons here and costumes are here again. So, Tifa, guide gloves, guide uniform. This is extremely dated. You know, non-elemental damage. We might get a guild battle, you know, based on non-elemental damage, physical non-elemental, I mean, potentially in the future. But this guide uniform, 15% physical ability damage, this thing's crap. Nowadays, it's kind of crap. I actually drew on this way back in the day, and it was decent back in the day, but nowadays, non-elemental damage, I feel, is just not amazing. Red 13, I actually got this costume by drawing deep on the Tifa banner because they were both on the same banner. And yeah, I use this costume all the time for Red because it's got HP essentially, and that's it. I use this costume for like all the Red 13 content, and it's helped me clear most of the content. So yeah, it also has fire and ice ability damage and fire and ice resist. I don't really care about the ability damage, but the fire and ice resist can come in handy for certain situations. Aerith, you know, she's beautiful. She looks amazing. Loveless songstress. It does ATB boost. This is something kind of unique when it comes to Aerith costumes. So I actually did draw on this because I love Aerith, like I said. And also does buff, debuff, and healing potency. So if you want to draw on that too, the Gambantine, I don't know how you say it, but it does PATK AOE. It also does, this is kind of like the physical attack version of Bahamut Rod, but it doesn't have a P-attack or M-attack all allies in the main hand, which is kind of the downside to it. But it also it does the ATB gauge boost, so you get the most out of this at OB10, OB7. It's, you know, pretty good. I mean OB6. But yeah, if you add something like a Kamara wand, I felt like this wasn't worth it at all. Nowadays, I don't think it's really necessary to pull on, especially if you draw on that map banner too, which is essentially a Kamara wand on steroids. So yeah, you know, unless you just love Aerith, I wouldn't recommend going super deep on this unless you already have this at like OB4 or 5 and you kind of want to just get it to OB6, you know, something like that. So there's that. Yuffie, this is one of the better weapons that came from this crossover, the Birds of Prey. This is used in a lot of builds for Yuffie. Like, even if you don't use her as a water DPS, which is, you know, the main draw to the, oh, it's not technically the main draw. I mean, it does big water damage, physical water damage, but it also does exploit weakness 30%. And that's pretty good. But the R abilities are fantastic for any physical build for Yuffie. Yeah, 46, 52. But now she has that new weapon, the guitar, that can do exploit weakness as well. But those R abilities are more associated with magic teams. So her magic builds. So that one has like magic attack and magic ability potency, I think. So this one, great exploit weakness weapon, great physical water weapon, and it also does exploit. But then the Qatar, great pretty much exploit AOE weapon that also does, you know, it's great exploit weapon with magic R ability. Yeah. So I think this is one of Yuffie's better weapons in the game. You do have to kind of go deep on it though to make it worth it. So I'd say at least OB6 is kind of where you want to be. This is kind of why I hate limited DPS weapons, because you're never going to get to OB10, I feel, unless this banner comes back again later on. And yeah, that's the downside to limited DPS weapons. You can't wishlist them later. You have to kind of go all in on them while they're here if you really want to make it worth it. So if you're happy with OB6, it's still solid, but your odds are it's going to be a long time before you get to OB10 if you stop at OB6. But yeah, great R abilities on this weapon, and exploit weakness, always great. The costume, it's just decked out on water potency, 35% water potency, and then you get extra water potency there, so really solid. I drew on the Barret banner. This thing has come in clutch for a lot of battles, just because Fafnir is awesome. It does provoke, veil, physical defense up AOE. This is a fantastic weapon. Great R abilities too, HP and physical defense, makes him a tank. The costume is great too, because you're getting a reprieve, which is just amazing in itself, but you're also getting fire, ice, lightning, earth, water, and wind resist. So this is just awesome for Barret. Super recommend this one if you don't have a good tank in your party. And plus it's Barret, man. He's awesome. He deserves more love in this game, man. Barret gets neglected too much. He hasn't even got this damn sailor outfit yet. Like, what the hell is that all about? So, alright, that's pretty much going to cover it for the FF7 Rebirth crossover draw. This lasts till August 3rd, so you do have a decent amount of time if you want to, you know, make a decision on if you want to draw on some of it or not. The stamp card is kind of similar to the previous crossover stamp card for FF6. Just a bunch of weapon guarantees on each page. Then you can get this and just pick your costume that you want to redeem from the exchange. So yeah, I typically don't like to go backwards in this game, like when it comes to content, because it is a gacha. The whole point of a gacha game is to keep making the content better and better going forward. When they do reruns and stuff, I feel like it's hard to go back, unless, like I said, if you have like a weapon that's like OB5 or like OB9 and you want to get to like OB10 or OB6, then I feel that's kind of worth it. Or if you just want to grab maybe just a past costume because you love the aesthetic, or if you love something like Barret. I think Barret's is can be still much more usable in the future, because a tank costume like that is just really going to be good for a lot of content, I feel, in the upcoming year or so. It's going to be good for a long time, I feel. So all right, that's going to cover it for the banners. A lot of stuff going on right now. Are y'all going to draw any on the crossover for the FF7 Rebirth? Let me know in the comments section below. All right, so actual new content in this game. FF7 EC Summer Campaign is on now. So we get a daily 10 draw, 35 days, 350 draws. For newcomers, 2,000 more experience during this period, plus 3,000 more experience for players level 20 or below. So newcomers can catch up very quickly when it comes to leveling up. Log in to get 3,000 blue crystals and 15 mithril ingots. So just log in, get your bonuses, get your free shit. That's pretty much all you gotta do. And then, like, for FF7, the enhancement boost campaign, so weapon increase rewards and premium weapon synthesis quests. There's that. Panel missions, you'll get this Tifa wallpaper here. So let's check out the Tifa wallpaper. Can we check it out? There you go. It's a static wallpaper, but I think it actually looks really cool. She's riding the dolphin while she's getting chased by Leviathan and Bahamut. I think that's really cool. But yeah, just knock out all these missions. Very, very easy thing to do. So yeah. Oh yeah, I think Aerith got a wallpaper too. Let's check that out real quick. So let's go to wallpapers. There we go. So this is actually an amazing wallpaper though. It's like the moment in FF7 Rebirth. Just you wait, right? Yeah, man. That's a great wallpaper. I kind of want that, but you know, I'm gonna have to wait till I wish list the weapon later. All right, so other content. Actually, no. Let's do our daily 10 draw real quick. It is Double Rate Wednesday. Don't screw me over, game. They've screwed me over a lot on Double Rate Wednesday. All right, we got two. Red 13 and Sephiroth. Two weapons. I have OB10, so that's crap. Seaside Collar, Tempest. Both OB10 already. That's just how it goes nowadays. All right, so yeah, don't forget to do your daily 10 pull. Stream phase update. So destroy damage sigils to inflict major damage. So it seems like there is like an extra little sigil underneath the main sigil you have to break. So I guess if you break the, if you max out this sigil damage thing and then you break, and then you'll do a lot of damage after you break the enemy. So that is a neat little new gameplay mechanic. So it does incentivize to bring all the sigils now. So you need to bring what, X and triangle for this. Before it would just be triangle, but if you want to get that maximum damage output, you got to bring X and break that you know, break that damage sigil. So new gameplay mechanic. We're gonna check it out probably in this Bahamut Leviathan thing, new battle. So yeah, there is that. All right, so event escalation challenge, Leviathan and Bahamut. So not only are they going to be the new summons, but they are going to probably be part of this new summer event as well as the new escalation challenge, as it says right here. So as of June 25th, Bahamut, Leviathan and Bahamut is on now to unlock. Clear the Pirates King EX1. So yeah, just clear most of the content in the regular event, and then you'll be able to do the escalation challenge. The best thing to always get out of the escalation challenge is the premium draw tickets, which will be you can use to get essentially free pulls on a banner. So absolutely do the best you can on escalation challenges. Absolutely. So Pirates King challenge is the new event. So let's go in here real quick. I do actually love this, Tifa on the dolphin getting chased. It's awesome. All right, so there is a new event. It actually has a new story and whatnot, so that's cool. I want all these events to have stories and whatnot, I guess, but they kind of cut back on this game nowadays. They only give some events that have stories. I wish that all of them did. Yeah, just do your content. You know, what is this? Battle effects. So I guess. All right, so if you do this with the 70% battle effect. Or no, it just shows the battle effect that's in this. So if you use a physical team, you'll get a 70% boost to physical. So physical lightning, I guess, is very favored for this. So use your Marasame Cloud, or use your Thunderblow Tifa, or Zac. You know, limited Monster Hunter Zac from a Monster Hunter that's probably never going to return in this game. So yeah, if you have that. So yeah, knock out all these and get your free first time clears. And let's look at the exchange real quick. We're getting like a super soaker here for Vincent. That's pretty amazing, actually. You're getting 290% magic lightning AOE damage. You know, it's your shitty event weapon. Good for newcomers, but for veteran players, nothing crazy. Get your gotcha ticket, get your attacker memories, healer memories, gotcha tickets. And then if you go get the old gold coins, you can get Thunder and Thunderblow recipes that have a cross sigil on them. Get a rune, 5-star rune materia, mithril ingots. Vincent weapon parts are probably the first thing you should redeem. Weapon parts, the most valuable thing in this game, essentially. Very, very nice. And your typical stuff that you gotta farm. So yeah, I'll jump right into that after I do this video. Next thing, I think that kind of covers it. Other than that, Aerith Banner Re-awakened FF7 Rebirth Crossover, and now we are getting the official summon battle for Bahamut and Leviathan next week. So they will be added to the summon quests, and then you can essentially probably get a summon that will boost water potency, probably. That's what I think it'll do. But yeah, I think the last dual summon battle was not that difficult from what I remember, but these dual summons, they're very tricky, but I don't think they're insanely hard from what I remember. So, but there it is. Yeah, it's new content, July 2nd, and there is going to be a battle ranking on July 2nd as well. So there is that too. All right, so I think that is now going to cover everything for the Ever Crisis updates. Let me know if you're going to pull in the Aerith or the crossover draw, or if you're going to save your crystals. I'm probably going to save. Like I said, we got limited banners coming up for Dragon Quest, and it's 2-year anniversary. That's going to be huge probably, so that's my reason for skipping. And yeah, but anyway, that's going to do it for this Ever Crisis content. If y'all enjoy my Ever Crisis videos, please give this video a like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see y'all on the next one. Later.